It's funny how there's a couple of places on the body, if you get hit, people laugh. Guy was laughing with Chad Corns there when he had the sore nose, the broken nose. Nothing to laugh about. He'll have a terrible headache tonight. Knocked down by Brogan, taken by Kasisi, kicks it down towards half forward. Tailor-made for Milburn up high. Got a fist on it. Third man in the queue was Corey. Bounce favoured him. Kasisi did well, falling to the ground. Kane Corns beaten the wars as well. Blood Brothers this afternoon. Comes across there to Pearce from Westhoff. His kick almost marked by Lonigan, who recovers very well. Lonigan gets a hand pass away to the numbers. Taylor, Ling, Wojcinski, Enright, Wojcinski.
Good to see Wojcinski back. He also left the ground. Beautiful kick. Ponziardi, then Corey leans back and delivers. Ablett takes a beautiful mark at high speed and gives off to Bartel. Bartel 52 out. He might go back to Ablett. Ablett, no, he doesn't load it up now. This will be something. No, that would have been the cream on the cake. Richo, Blakey.
The crowd, they certainly would have enjoyed that one. The Cats at three-quarter time, they all come in. There was a few, pats on the back, but they're not the sort of team to be content with 70 points. I reckon they want to get up to 100 now.
First kick for the day for Blake.
Looked like it too.
Just easing into his work.
He's a warhorse. He's there. He's there to actually tap it and handball it and get in the way.
Yeah, I know. But if he was playing for a bad side, you'd not call him a warhorse.
No.
That's the difference. He draws respect because of his teammates. He's done pretty well today, though, for a one-kick man. Here's Hunt. Across the ground, Kelly. Milburn is free. Has to get it all the way to Milburn. Bock came back. Milburn judged it to a nicety. Taps it down to Lonigan. Lonigan taken down is going to get the free kick. Held too long. Folk did pretty well, though. Tied it up. Wojcinski jams it short to Ling.
Well, Ling's gone to Poke in the second half, and he's only had the 13 possessions, Travis Poke. He's considered now one of the premium midfielders, in particular in this side.
Corey got it from Mooney. Kicks it down towards the attack. It runs away from Johnson.
Well, Johnston hasn't had a lot of opportunities either this afternoon. He's got the 4 goals, but he hasn't. He's only had the 9 possessions, so hasn't had a huge influence. But if you can kick your 4 goals, you've had a good afternoon.
Blake dominating the hitouts there. Chapman had it smothered. Corey to Taylor, and well done, Taylor. He has been an imposing figure back there. Still going, Harry. It sits now, and then goes for kicks it behind. He's at 23 years of age. He's got the next 7 or 8 years in front of him. He's becoming a dominant defender as he with Scarlett to come back.
Hey, Mitch. Many good judges, or many judges, Dan, expected Geelong to really drop away this year. Older. There's going to be a concern, but you're right. Champions off, Bruce, and they just turn around and prove you wrong every time.
Well, it's a long season, and a season that takes a lot of twists and turns, but it's hard to imagine them not being around for the last couple of weeks of the season.
Also. And they're missing a champion, aren't they, in Scarlett?
Yeah.
Boundary throw in, down towards the attacking 50. Ling goes after the footy, with him Joel Corey. Enright got some skill around the football right there. Enright gave it across to Corey. His kick goes down towards half forward. The mark is held by Carlisle to Brogan. Back to Carlisle. Runs inside the centre square, short to Davenport. Davenport lays it off to Boak. Boak going for distance. Well-weighted kick. Logan. That was a good grab under the circumstances. He was favoured by the kick, but it wasn't easy. Logan lays it off. Davenport barks the instructions, beckons a man to the pocket and finds Hitchcock.
So there he goes. Really cute angle here.
I would say he's got to kick these goals.
Well, he's not going to be the powerful forward. He's got to be opportunistic. He's got to take every little chance.
He needs to spend the next 8 months in a food hall. This is a really sharp angle. The young man lit up the power in the NAB Cup, and that's a wonderful kick.
Well, that's it.
That's it. That's why he's there.
But your point's well made, Dan. You can't compete against men when you're only that size. You'll get your goal from the boundary line, but every time you get tackled, every time you get bumped, you're going to come off second best. And you see with Sydney and Geelong and St Kilda and Collingwood, they're big-bodied players. And you'll be in and out of the side until you develop strength, core strength, to compete with the bigger sides.
But he must have remarkable skills, at least at training, for them to persevere.
He tried out Hitchcock with Port Adelaide, hoping to get onto the rookie list. I think there were a dozen players from the SANFL. He was one of them, and he was picked, and Mark Williams liked him from the word go. That's a great goal, but he's had a sharp learning curve today, and a lot of it is because of his size. Boak on the lead, Kasisi delivered to him and then goes long to full forward. Stewart did well that time because he didn't fall over, and then Davenport back to Kane Corns. Had a terrific first half. That high ball, and Ablett underneath. Little gift to Hunt. And good pressure by Hitchcock there. They haven't conceded, Geelong. They are confident. They might concede now, though. Mackie found a way, and then Selwood ricocheted away. It was like ping ball. And Salopek. So the arrogance of Geelong in the goal square, thinking, nah, Port can't do us any damage here.
I don't know if it's arrogant. I just think the players still don't understand about the rush behind rule.
Got no idea of it.
None of them have. No one does. If you've got someone anywhere near you, take it through and you're not going to be pinged for it.
Look, I'm going to be on the outer here. Against both. I reckon they just backed themselves in on that occasion.
Well, I think it's a bit like putting the DVD on scan speed every time it goes near the behind line or goal line, Ox. You know, it's sort of a strange thing that happens in our game. It goes crazy for about 30 seconds. I've said from the outset I don't like the rule, but everyone else loves it. Goes down towards half forward. This is Hawkins. Man goes back, and that's Burns to take the mark. Just watching Mackie at the other end, I reckon if you were a Geelong coach, you would tell him every week we're either playing on Friday night or it's a grand final. He just mooches around some afternoons, doesn't he?
I think he's one of those players that looks more laconic than actually what he is.
But he's a fine player. I mean, some days he just doesn't sort of put himself in. It's probably a harsh criticism as Burns comes in. Kicks the goal. Lovely kick.
But their transfer of play through the middle of the ground has been first class today. This is the Geelong side that most teams fear. That when they turn up to play them, that Geelong are going to be in this sort of mood and they can just tear you apart. And they play in bursts where they put 5 or 6 goals on in 5 or 6 minutes, and all of a sudden they take any chance of the game going the other way right away from the opposition.
Game's obviously gone for Port Adelaide, but Mark Williams is trying something. He's put Brett Ebert back into the back line. His whole career he's been a lead up forward, just looking to see if he can get something out of the game.
And both Brogan and Westhoff are in the centre square here as well, so that's something different. Westhoff to do the ruck. Brogan maybe the bash crash clearance man.
So I like this. I think Westhoff is a waste just up in the forward line. He's got wonderful endurance. Got to use it.
Roden ridden down by Ottens, and that's where Brogan comes in handy. That strong body in a clinch.
Thank you. A lot of numbers around the footy.
You've won the ruck, so
Too strong.
Geelong, yep. Ottens to Enright, and Enright inside the 50. Logan got into his move early. Carlisle, Salopek, poor handball. Ablett, and then Ablett goes with a kick to full forward, which wasn't great. Johnson might make something of it. No, is it high?
Free kick.
He's down there getting the ball. That time on, stay there, Troy.
This is fun, I reckon, when Johnson gets a free kick in this position.
He doesn't miss those. Often.
Well, if he does, he misses them by about 50 metres.
Passing.
But Ablett doesn't miss those too often either. Can we rewind the tape just 30 seconds? It wasn't fun at all with the forward pocket. It was calamitous.
What we just proved is even the great ones make blues all round. I counted 4.
I just felt like I was part of the Port Adelaide team for a moment.
Ablett spills it, goes out of bounds.
Well, just for Gary Ablett, he's had 31 possessions, 4 marks, 4 inside 50s, 3 clearances, 8 contested possessions, 3 tackles, 3 goals, 3. That's a nice afternoon.
Actually, that's like War and Peace.
Coming off 33 last week and 38 in round 2. Westhoff had it bounce off his head. Corn, Salopek, wide of the congested, at least initially. They'll create some more. Boca fumble. Emerging with the football is Kelly to Hunt. Men on the move forward. Still Hunt going. He wrong-footed everybody. Chapman lurking behind. Played against the post by Carlisle, but collected his mate. Richo?
Yeah, the game might be gone, but I wouldn't be switching off, because I reckon there could be a few party tricks there, Dennis. Gary there, it would have been a great goal, and Terry Taylor nearly kicked one from the boundary before.
So what are you saying, Richo? We sound like we're switching off, is that it?
No, just for the viewers at home. Just want to
cut
keep
that out,
everyone interested.
You're the new boy. Just cut that out.
Get the ball in Pod's arms.
I tell you what, Richo, he kicked a better one against Port Adelaide from that end with a few tricks in round 21, 2007, Ablett, to put them in front late. It was a remarkable goal.
That was all right, that one, definitely, Bruce.
Don't talk to him, Bruce.
Oh, no, I don't mind him editorialising at all on your commentary.
Some tired boys out there now.
Treadray kicked a couple in the opening term. Taylor's been magnificent. In fact, if you're giving the 3-2-1, you'd have him in there, wouldn't you?
You would.
So Brogan just missed it. Boat probably hasn't been the same player since he had the heavy hit early in the game. Pearce, Treadray has always done that well, getting on to the left. Hitchcock just, well, out positioned by Mackie, and then Mackie sweeps it from Corey and gets it to Hunt, who goes with a laser.
Just reads it well, Chappie, in the air.
Does. And then Duncan, who's read everything beautifully today. Burns, who didn't read that too well.
And that hurt him. It kicked directly, I think, into the leg there of Ebert, who hobbles away as well. Meantime, Port go forward. Gray, who's tried hard on the forward line, is taken down and held to him. So the turning circle of Burns.
Just a kick in the shin, I think. Yeah, that's what it was.
A lack of awareness there, perhaps talking as well. A couple of players cruising past, not really even watching the action. His teammates.
Could have got a bit of protection, couldn't he?
Yep. Joel Corey with the outside of the boot just puts it across the boundary line. Corey just a terrific player for the Cats. I often sing his praises, but very much one of those guys who is underrated. Superstar in the plain brown wrapper.
Yeah. Treadray, handball to Corns. Little give was okay to Salopek. And Salopek wanting Gray to move for it. So Davenport back to Gray. Terrific tackle from Selwood. Milburn playing the percentages, and here's your man, Corey. Ponziardi. You feel for his calf there, no, he's okay. He's been a story today with his 4 goals. Just the way he's fitted in, and Logan cuts across to take the mark. Goes back to Carlisle, and then Carlisle with a neat one to Chaplin, who's provided a little bit. Back to Carlisle. He's enjoyed doing that today. Short to Treadray. A long, long way from goal. He's good on the left. It's a lovely long kick. Gray's at the back. Say lovely long, but in the end it was to Geelong's advantage, I guess.
Come on. Come on. Abuse. Abuse, Robbie. Robbie, that's abuse. It's 50.
So against Robbie Gray, and Geelong take it down the field.
Mark's here.
Yeah, it is Robbie Gray. Robbie Gray obviously thought he was being held. Just let Razor Ray know.
Might have been talking to his teammates. Come out tomorrow and says, yes, I was talking to the umpire. There's Johnson, across the body, little chip pass. Chapman inside the forward 50. Oh, good mark. He's lifted in the last couple of quarters. Since halftime, Hawkins has looked a better player, a couple of strong marks.
Well, you did write him off.
No, I didn't.
Maybe a little.
Well, he could get caught in the shuffle with Podziadley and Mooney. Mooney will stay. Podziadley, with 4 goals, will be here next week. So Hawkins needs a few marks late. And speaking of Pods, I do have the stat of the year. Josh Kay is the master statistician. This is a nomination for stat of the year. If he kicks this, I'm in trouble. Hawkins comes in. It's all about timing. There's a man who understood my plight. He kicks it behind now.
Give it to us, then.
One other pod has played VFL, AFL football. One other pod. Roger Podolzak. Who turns... No, there's more. He turns 52 today.
Play on.
No.
Yes.
No.
How about that for a stat?
It's a lot to take in.
Oh, too much.
So there's been no other pods.
So happy birthday, Roger.
Well done, Rog.
Stay there! Play on! Play on!
It's not the pod's birthday as well, is it? Couldn't be.
No.
What do you reckon Josh is asleep down there?
Taylor, lovely kick. Well, he's fumbled a couple of those and he's upset Ablett. We'll do an extra minute or two at training. Treadray, Roden. It's been an encouraging comeback for Roden. And gets to 50. And that's good play. Well done, Roden.
Gee, had good pace there. Ablett couldn't take a yard off him.
So Davenport will kick his second goal. That's what he did last time he came to School Stadium for Port Adelaide. So Roden's got through well. This has been 16 weeks since the serious knee injury, which would have kept him out for 12 months under the conventional method.
Well, and Andy Ottens has gone down the conventional method compared to what Roden did.
So Davenport gets a second, and Port get their second goal for the team.
That was good play there by Roden. Port Adelaide, though, just been outgunned in so many areas. Ablett dropped his second mark. Not happy with himself there either. He still butted up. He saw that Roden was going to take off and he chased, but you'll see here that Roden is explosive still. And 16 weeks ago, he had an ACL reconstruction, and for him to be running at that pace, it's a credit to him. A lot of rehab's gone into getting back.
139 plays 64. She smiles there. They're beyond caring now.
Well, there's Port's run. They'll tough one next week. They'll fancy themselves in probably 2 or 3 of those matches.
Hard to get a bead on them, though, isn't it, Port? I mean, that was a disappointing loss last week at home, although Brisbane made the form look okay last night. But today, it's been a very meek capitulation. Here's Corey, 33 possessions, and the 33rd was a beauty. Under the chest of Johnson, who'll line up for his 5th.
Well, 5 goals. It's a wonderful output, really, and he hasn't been dominant, Bruce. He's done what he's needed to do, and most of his opportunities he's been able to capitalise on.
So Steve Johnson directly in front. Pops it straight through the middle.
Well, some scoreline, 145 to 64. Port Adelaide, no answers. But it's still been their toughness. They're still a tough, hard football team, the Cats. And if you don't match them in that area, you have no chance of beating them.
He likes playing against Port. Remember the 07 Grand Final, 4 goals for Norm Smith, 5 today for Johnson. So it's his first big match for the year for him personally, isn't it? 5 goals in 3 before today, and takes him to 10. So the Cats, Carlton, interesting game, and then they'll be heavy favourites against Richmond and Sydney and Brisbane, 2 of the informed teams in the competition.
Could be some sort of game in round 8.
So Stewart now in the ruck for Port. Thomas trying to work it forward. Corey off the ground. Cracker has gone forward. And quickly onto the boot, but not a great kick. Lonigan got a little push, and then Hitchcock tried to soccer it off the ground. And then Ablett. So Port have to regroup. I mean, it was a tough call. They've got Geelong and St Kilda in consecutive weeks, Port, and then the showdown. So 3 high-pressure matches. And I've got to say, it's been a depressing weekend for a South Australian who might like their footy.
Oh,
No, it
Justin
has
Westhoff
been.
for a kick.
Well, I was just about to talk about Justin Westhoff. He looks... I know he runs and he's got all the ability in the world, but he looks lazy at times. I'm just wondering whether he pushes himself
Move it on, please.
to the point of where he can't go any further or any harder.
So that's a lazy kick across the front.
And that's just a shocking kick. That is a horrible... That's a 50-metre kick to a Geelong player into open space where they should have been able to play on. That is just an absolute no-no in any sort of football, let alone AFL football.
Milburn, a high ball. Duncan, clever control. And then clever to Johnson. Johnson at the interchange gates, lacking support. He's going to go for holding the ball.
Jacob Surgeon, no, play on.
Surgeon just gives it across to Thomas, towards half forward. Spills in front. Well done by Stewart. Kept his head down, comes back to Boak, to Corns. Out wide to Chaplin. Chaplin smothered by Milburn. Held early was Selwood, no free kick. Enright, a hand pass to Ablett. Fires one out to Kelly. They've got the spear man. It was 3-on-2. And now Harry just assesses the options. Didn't go wide. Took the option up the middle. Enright got it from Bartell. Johnson went through with a hand pass that looked a little bit dangerous. Chapman rolls one to Hawkins. Hawkins, a good shepherd, releases Chapman, who then had time to look downfield. And moments ago, Duncan had it across half back. He's now marked 15 metres out on a slight angle.
That is as easy as a transfer of plays you'll see. That forward line, they had 4 options there. There was 2 defenders back. And Geelong just routing them.
Mitch Duncan, just 19.
He might get a vote today too, Bruce.
He misses.
We'll just have a look at this Justin Westhoff. There he is. He's pointing. He's telling where to go. That is horrible. Horrible decision.
So Gray wide. Well, Duncan may not get the Rising Star this week. That nomination may go to Nat Nui. It'll be interesting, but he's had a great match. This is the biggest score of the year. It was previously St Kilda 143 against North. So the Cats with every opportunity to get over 150 for the first time any team this season.
Look at him fan out.
And here he is again. He's a very good player. Johnson was orchestrating before the ball got there, working it all out. Mooney. Johnson getting back, and then wraps it back in. Carlisle to Ebert, to Carlisle to Treadray. And Treadray off one step. So Davenport, well, there's always going to be a battle there. Davenport getting back to put the tackle on. Mackie finds Hunt in the end, and then Hunt, beautiful kick that he is. Well, Ablett 3 times it's happened. Chapman's half volley play on. Port gang tackling.
Yeah, would the umpires look at that? Would the umpires look at that and say, Gary, you've dropped 3 marks?
I hope they wouldn't.
Would you look at it if you're giving 3-2-1?
I wouldn't, no way.
Well, he gave Chappie 1 reprieve, not the second time.
Oh,
Well, he did it after he was penalised. He got up and sort of went after that man, and then again went after Gray. His Duncan, meantime,
how many's Duncan had?
16, I think, from memory.
Up to 18 now.
18, there you go. That memory is shot. I sort of said that earlier in the day. It's going to be a free kick. It'll be taken by Bartell on the outer side. Jimmy Bartell. Well, Chapman set a task there. Well done by Gray. Comes to Chapman, though. He got the hand pass from Enright. Goes to half forward, and Higgins is held. Well, he wasn't going to mark it, I don't think, so Trengove decided enough was enough and just grabbed it. Otten's on a lead. Podsiadly is dropping back. He kicks for goal and puts it through. Or is it? No, touched right on the line by Carlisle. Good jump by the defender. Still a good jump.
So Ebert.
What's your decision?
Taylor doing well, and Kelly has been very good. Lonergan Ablett has been magnificent, particularly after quarter time. So Duncan.
Oh, and he just saw the play coming off the bench then. He was able to hold it in mid-kicking action.
Selwood. Well played in right to Ling, and then the captain loads it up. Good spot, Pods. Couldn't quite. Terrific effort by Carlisle. Hawkins and Trengove. Hawkins little give. Johnson. Now Johnson just commanding somebody to come, and Pods almost. Bartell couldn't quite. Surgeon terrific. Cracker. Carlisle low and dangerous. couldn't have been cracked a moment ago. Must have been Serge, and Bartel gets it back. Brogan getting down low with Thomas. Thomas's little kick didn't go far. Logan did well. Kasisi, Salopek, and then Thomas. And that's a slow kick, and Treadray takes the mark or gets the free kick. Taylor's had the better of the duel. Treadray's kicked a couple.
Treadray has tried hard. He pops this to space. Wojcinski nudged under the football by Thomas, who then proceeds to shepherd for Pearce. Knocks it across to Roden. That's the shining light as far as Port are concerned today. Wojcinski, though, in the road to Enright to Ablett. Duncan having a good last term. So too Chapman. Where's Pods? Nowhere to be seen. Almost the mark down there to Brogan. Swooping on the loose ball, Bartel. Comes back to Duncan.
Bartel. High.
Against Brogan, apparently. Bartel. Still no Potts. We need him to get 5. That's a bump in the back, surely. No free kick. Johnson's away. I think advantage was paid. Johnson goes in and grubbers a goal. He's got 6. But here's Podsiadly, who's down hurt. Should have got a free.
Well, he got counted into. He's been a handful up there. He's been, I like him actually up near centre-half forward too. See, he just backs back in. Free kick all day long, and Stevie J does it again. How's the shot at goal? Just dribble it on the ground.
I think that suited the goal umpire better too.
See, look at that scoreline. 43 scoring shots to 14. It's an umpire contact there. Chapman trying to get to the forward footy. So Steve Johnson, 6 goals for the 4th time in his career. Equals the career high today. Ablett, Enright, Ling, and then quickly on to the boot. Oh, good Mark Mooney. And then, well, he led back. Pods will get a 5th.
Wow. Oh, yes.
That was a beautiful kick by Cam Mooney. He checked it halfway through. He went as though he was going to wind up on it, and then just jabbed it in.
I've got an idea. Roger Puddlezak kicked a bag of goals one day, Bruce. I wonder whether this will be the highest scoring return by a Pod.
You're going to a place I've never been before.
I'm sorry, I went.
He's got 5. 28 years of age, first game at Skilled Stadium. What a story.
We love it. It gives all older footballers in lower competitions hope.
And I tell you what, he looks 28 too. He looks all at 28, doesn't he? He's got a 28-year-old's face. I love it.
Get him off.
Here he comes. It's a lap of honour. So Tom Harley had a lap of honour at the start of the match, and now James Podsiadly's having one right now. Richo, what a cheer that was. He can't hear me, Richo.
No, he can't.
Sorry. No, I just said, Richo, that was the biggest cheer of the day.
Yeah, they love him down here, and that's great. I mean, his second game of AFL footy, he's kicked 5 goals. That's a huge effort at the age of 28. Magnificent.
Roger Puddlezak kicked 3 twice against Hawthorn and Collingwood. There's information coming in from those outlying boxes.
We got one of his relatives downstairs, have we?
No, we got Malcolm McKerris. There's a bounce alongside the centre circles inside the last minute. Ottens, breathtaking performance by the Cats today. Corey misses the target. Trengove went to ground. Well, Chapman thought about the kick, then didn't go through with it. Corns, Trengove. Taken by Roden. Trengove again fattening his stats. Just gives it across to Kasisi. Good mark taken by Ebert. Ebert plays on. Kicks inside the forward 50. From behind, Gray collided with Treadray. Picked up by Lonigan to Taylor. Kelly. Lonigan. No laughing matter, of course, for Port this one. Back to Enright. Joel Corey yet again. What's he up to now, Joel Corey? 37? Not his best, but bounces out of bounds just shy of a 100-point margin. That man's booted 5.
Total control. Except for about 5 minutes in the second term towards the end of the quarter, they have had total control of this match. And just put it to the other clubs out there. Look out, because the Cats aren't done with.
unbelievable second half here at Skilled Stadium. It was raining goals for Geelong, and in the end they win by 95 points. 23-21 to Port 10-4.